Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Diego Castrillon, and I own an investment fund, and I also dedicate my time to simply studying. I love studying, and specifically studying masterminds, some of the most important people from our time and our history. In today's video, I simply want to share with you guys three of the most important tips for success by Charlie Munger. Stay tuned.
The game in our kind of life is being able to recognize a good idea when you rarely get it, or where it rarely is presented to you. And I think that's something you have to prepare for over a long period. What is the old saying? That opportunity comes to the prepared mind. And I don't think you can teach people in 2 minutes how to have a prepared mind. But that's the game.
All right. So, the ability to recognize a good idea, it's simply fundamental to investing. Especially if you want to be a successful investor, you have to master this ability. And as Charlie just said, this ability is not something you learn in 2 minutes or you can teach in 2 minutes. It's something that comes from a lot of experience. So you have to start now. Every time you get pitched an idea, analyze it. Think about the past, the present, the future, every possible future out there. You have to be able to analyze it. And you don't have to do this in minutes. Every time I get a good idea, I take my time and I actually sit down and I take lots of notes. I do a lot of reading and research. So, simply having this ability, it's going to save you tons of money. It's going to keep you from losing hundreds of dollars in investing. So it's definitely a great tip, and Charlie just nailed it. All right, so let's go to tip number 2.
But I don't have to invest in everything I'm interested in. I'm looking for things where I think I can predict what's going to happen with a high degree of accuracy.
All right, so only invest in things you can predict with a high degree of accuracy. I think this is truly what made Warren and Charlie successful. They were able to identify brands that really had a huge impact on customers' minds. If you think of the Coca-Cola company and Gillette, these are two great examples of things that once you start using them, or once you start drinking a Coke, it's simply really hard to get another experience just like that one. The Gillette products are simply amazing. Once you start using their products, and especially their higher end products, you really won't go to another brand. So, being able to identify this type of companies, the loyalty they create with their customers, it's truly what made, Warren and Charlie successful. And just think about some big companies like today. Look at Apple. Apple's a great example of a company it's really like once you start using their products, it's hard to get out of their environment. So they have like their AirPods, they have the Apple Watch, the iPhones, tablets, computers, and everything just sinks in together. So once you're in that environment, it's really hard to switch to an Android phone. So this is the type of companies you truly want to be involved in. And again, investing in companies that you can predict with a high degree of accuracy what's going to happen in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Okay? So let's go to number 3.
The other great secret is that we're good at lifelong learning. Warren is so much better in some ways in his 70s and 80s than he was younger that it's almost awesome. If you keep learning all the time, you have a huge advantage. And we both just like it.
And we have a wonderful group of friends, really wonderful.
From whom we can learn a lot.
All right. Always be learning. If I was to choose just one tip of advice from this list or from any list in the world, I would say this is the most important tip. constant learning of things you love, it's truly important. And as Charlie just said, I mean, Warren is better at his 70s and at his 80s in many ways than when he was younger, due to the fact that they're both constantly reading, constantly learning, and not just from reading, but also from experience. You know, how many companies have they purchased in the past 2 decades, 3 decades, and how many have failed? How many have been great investments? As time passes, less mistakes happen, more knowledge, more experience. So yeah, I mean, I would say this is definitely the most important tip of all. And there are many ways to learn. I mean, you could again read books, learn from great people, watching videos in YouTube, and I mean, honestly, the best learning experiences come from actual experiences. So you must act. That's simply it. You must do things, try things out, get experience. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this small video. I would honestly love to share more knowledge and simply things I read and learn throughout these videos. Obviously, as I get better with recording and just getting better at this audio and video stuff. And if you want to be part of my journey, please subscribe. And if you think that these 3 tips were helpful, please give me a thumbs up, like this video. And guys, I just want to thank you for spending time with me today. Really appreciate you. Have a nice day. Yo, I could eat these all day. Ah.